Hello! Today we're talking about Magmar. Starting in Gen 2, it's the evolution of Magby, who evolves at level 30. Its previous PYC dates are July 1st, 1996, April 22nd, 1999, February 10th, 2002, December 1st, 2004, September 22nd, 2007, July 13th, 2010, May 3rd, 2013, February 22nd, 2016, December 13th, 2018, and October 3rd, 2021. Magmar's head resembles that of an early human. It also looks like a butt. Anyway, let's get into the Bulbapedia article. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we are talking about Magmar, the Spitfire Pokemon, whose number is 0126. This is what it looks like. Its type is Fire. Abilities, Flame Body, and Vital Spirit is its hidden ability. Gender ratio, 75% male and 25% female. Catch rate is 45 or 11.9%. Breeding is egg group human-like. Hatch time 25 cycles. Height is 4'3" or 1.3 meters. Weight is 98.1 pounds. 44.5 kilograms. Basic experience yields 167 the first 4 gens, and 173 in 5+. Leveling rate is medium fast. EV yield is 2 in special attack. Shape is that. Footprint is that. Pokedex color is red, and base friendship is 70. Magmar is a fire-type Pokemon introduced in Gen 1. It evolved from Magby starting at level 30 and evolves into Magmortar when traded while holding a Magmarizer. Biology: Magmar is a bipedal Pokemon that has a red body with yellow flame designs along the bottom half. It has a puckered tan beak, small eyes, and 2 lumps on its forehead with a yellow flame on top of each one. Rigid red scales cover its arms, and it has 5 clawed fingers on each hand. Magmar's shoulders and thighs are yellow, and its red feet have 2 clawed toes each. It has black metal shackles around its neck and ankles. Down its back is a row of red spikes, and there is a flame at the tip of its tapering yellow tail. Magmar's body temperature is nearly 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit, 1,200 degrees Celsius, giving its body an orange glow. Because it hates cold places, this Pokemon typically resides in and around active volcanoes where it is born from. This Pokemon has even been known to spit scorching flames to establish an ideally warm environment for itself. The Magmar found in Alola are said to be sturdier than Magmar found elsewhere. In battle, Magmar blows out intense flames from all over its body to intimidate its foes and incinerate its surroundings. The anime has shown that extremely well-trained Magmar can block electric-type attacks with superheated air. However, an outmatched Magmar will quickly retreat, using its fiery camouflage and its wavering, rippling glare to bend into any present fires. As stated in the Pokemon Adventures manga, Magmar is very persistent and will hunt down anyone who manages to defeat it. It is able to heal its wounds and weariness by soaking in lava. Magmar has a bad habit of unintentionally burning its prey to a crisp. Its body is always constantly burning. Magmar is feared as one of the many causes of fires. Evolution: Magmar evolves from Magby and evolves into Magmortar. So you can see that here: Magby, Magmar, Magmortar. Game data: Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon for Magmar, along with Magmortar, are the boss Pokemon at Fire Island Volcano. Pokedex entries in Gen 1, in red and blue. Its body always burns with an orange glow that enables it to hide perfectly among flames. Yellow. Born in an active volcano, its body is always cloaked in flames, so it looks like a big ball of fire. Stadium, with a body temperature of close to 2,200 degrees. Its body is always burning with orange flames. Lives near volcanoes. Gen 2, Gold. It dislikes cold places, so it blows scorching flames to make the environment suitable for itself. Silver, the fiery surface of its body gives off a wavering, rippling glare that is similar to the sun. Crystal, it moves more frequently in hot areas. It can heal itself by dipping its wounds into lava. For Stadium 2, if you have Pokemon Red, Silver, or Crystal inserted, you get the Gold entry, but if you have Pokemon Blue, Gold, or Yellow inserted, you get the Silver entry. In Gen 3, in Ruby and Sapphire, in battle, Magmar blows out intensely hot flames from all over its body to intimidate its opponent. This Pokemon's fiery bursts create heat waves that ignite grass and trees in its surroundings. Emerald. In battle, it blows out intense flames from all over its body to intimidate its foes. These fiery bursts create heat waves that ignite grass and trees in the area. Fire Red, found near the mouth of a volcano. This fire breather's body temperature is nearly 2,200 degrees Fahrenheit. Leaf Greens is Red and Blue's entry. In Gen 4, Diamond and Pearl, Born in the spout of a volcano, its body is covered by flames that shimmer like the sun. Platinum. When it breathes deeply, heat waves form around its body, making it hard to see clearly. Heart Gold and Soul Silver are their gold and silver counterparts. In Gen 5, Black and White is Platinum's entry. Black 2 and White 2, the scorching fire exhaled by Magmar forms heat waves around its body, making it hard to see the Pokemon clearly. In Gen 6, X is Fire Red's entry. Wise is Diamond and Pearl's entry. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire are basically Ruby and Sapphires, but Magmar and Pokemon are now their correct casing. In Gen 7 and Sun, when it's tired, it leaps into the mouth of a volcano and soaks its body in magma to ease its weariness. Its body burns at 2,192 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 1,200 degrees Celsius. Moon, when anchored, it spouts brilliant fire from all over its body. It doesn't calm down until its opponent has burned to ash. Oh dear. Ultra Sun, its entire body is burning. When it breathes, the temperature rises. When it sneezes, flames shoot out. Ultra Moon, the hotter the place, the better they feel. Magmar and Alola are said to be hardier than those in other areas. The Let's Go games are Yellow's entry. In Gen 8 and Sword, Magmar dispatches its prey with fire, but it regrets this habit once it realizes that it has burned its intended prey to a charred crisp. Shield, these Pokemon's bodies are constantly burning. Magmar are feared as one of the causes behind fires. Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl's entry is very similar to Diamond Pearl, but slightly different soul rated. It was born in the crater of a volcano. Its body is covered with flames that shimmer like the sun. Legends Arceus. Legend has it that this Pokemon was born from the crater of a volcano. When wounded, it bathes in lava to heal its body, much as one would soak in a hot spring. In Gen 9, Scarlet is the Fire Red and X entries. Violet, wavering flames, similar to those of the sun, appear on the surface of this Pokemon's body. So we got Magmar in the Alola Pokedex, and Magmar in the Blueberry Pokedex. So it's next to a Magby, that's cute. There's a couple of them. I guess it's probably showing it how to make fire or something, or maybe they just are attracted to the light of the fire of the torch here. I don't know. The game locations, side game locations, events. Held items Pokemon caught in Gen 1 must be traded to a Gen 2 game in order for a held item to appear. In red, blue, and yellow, you get a bitter berry 100% of the time. Gold, silver, and crystal, you get a burnt berry 100% of the time. In platinum, sun, moon, ultra sun, and ultra moon, you get a magmarizer 5% of the time. In sword and shield, with the expansion pass, you get magmarizer 5% of the time. In Legends Arceus, for normal, you get a Rost berry 35% of the time. Swirled apricorn 15% of the time. Grid items by level. Alpha, EXP Candy M, 100% of the time. Seed of Mastery, 20% of the time. And grid items by level. I still don't know how the math works. Stats, base stats, HP 65, attack 95, defense 57, special attack 100, special defense 85, speed 93, for a total of 495. This Pokemon's special base stat in Gen 1 was 85. Pokéthon stats, type effectiveness, damage normally by normal, fighting, flying, poison, ghost, electric, psychic, dragon, and dark. Weak to ground, rock, and water for double, immune to nothing, resistant to bug, steel, fire, grass, ice, and fairy for half. Notes, in Gen 1, the effectiveness of ice-type moves is 1, so it went from 1 to half. Learn set by leveling up, we will go down to Lava Plume here. 34 Lava Plume, 40 Low Kick, 46 Flamethrower, 52 Sunny Day, 58 Fire Blast, and 64 Hyper Beam. By TM, we'll read it for this one, but we won't read it for the Magby or Magmortar videos. TM1 Takedown, 6 Scary Face, 7 Protect, 12 Low Kick, 13 Acid Spray, 17 Confuse Ray, 18 Thief, 24 Fire Spin, 25 Facade, 38 Flame Charge, 39 Low Sweep, 43 Fling, 47 Endure, 49 Sunny Day, 58 Brick Break, 66 Body Slam, 67 Fire Punch, 68 Thunder Punch, 70 Sleep Talk, 80 Metronome, 83 Poison Jab, 85 Rest, 87 Taunt, 103 Substitute, 107 Will-O-Wisp, 118 Heat Wave, 120 Psychic, 125 Flamethrower, 130 Helping Hand, 141 Fire Blast, 152 Giga Impact, 157 Overheat, 158 Focus Blast, 163 Hyper Beam, 165 Flare Blitz, 171 Terra Blast, 172 Roar, 181 Knockoff, 189 Heat Crash, 191 Uproar, 192 Focus Punch, 195 Burning Jealousy, 204 Double Edge, 207 Temper Flare, 215 Scorching Sands, and 224 Curse. By breeding, same idea, we're not going to do it in the Magby or the Magmortar videos. This group gives you Belch, this group gives you Belly Drum, Lucario gives you Cross Chop, this group gives you Dynamic Punch, the Mirror Herb gives you Follow Me, and this group gives you Mach Punch. Nothing by prior evolution. TCG only moves, Thrash and Eruption in these cards. Side game data here, got all this, yeah. Pokemon Ranger in the browser entry. Magmar breaths fire. It can burn up scrap metal easily. In Shadows of Almia, it attacks by letting loose fireballs and breathing streams of fire. Guardian Signs, it attacks by spitting fire. Got all this, yep. In Pokemon Go, Magmar can be obtained by completing 1/4 of the ticketed special research, No Match for Magmar. Evolution data, Magmar evolves from Magby starting at level 30 and evolves into Magmortar when traded while holding a Magmarizer. Magmar cannot evolve into Magmortar, and Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee as Magmortar is not present in those games. In Pokemon Legends Arceus, Magmar evolves into Magmortar when exposed to a Magmarizer. So, got Magby, level 30, Magmar, tradable holding a Magmarizer, which I guess is this thing, and Magmortar. Then we can breed this one, I guess. Sprites. So, okay, that looks different. I just got the basic, and just the head looks a lot different. It looks definitely more like flames, like that was the intent, rather than whatever I said in the video. Yeah, that was definitely intended like that. Just, I mean, that looks pretty cool. It's also, like, whiter, I guess. It's got a lot more orange, which makes sense given the, like, the Pokedex entries that talk about it glowing orange. That makes way more sense for this, rather than, like, the red and yellow we get later. Yes. These spikes, yeah, are a lot more prominent than they'd later be. The design doesn't seem to be consistent on the belly yet. Yeah, this back sprite doesn't really work for this one. Like, it's got all of the things. The tail's a lot thicker. It becomes thinner in red and blue here. Kind of keeps that idea, almost like a Charizard-like tail. Feet, you know, not much changes there. It's got the ring already. It's got the duck bill already. Yep. In Gen 2, you can see the spikes are already starting to go down a little bit. Become smaller, yeah. That's, yeah, a lot more of a solid thing. These kind of almost look like they could be like a hat or something, but it kind of makes it all one thing. So the shiny here is pink and purple. That's pretty cool, or pink and like burgundy, I think. Yep. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, pretty nice. You know, sort of red. Now it's all red and kind of a gold color, I guess. And Gen 3 introduces the sort of the yellow elements, making it replacing the gold. Yep, and he's become a little bit bigger again. It's 4 of them now. This becomes like a pink and like a red pink. The tail is a little bit thicker. It kind of does become a little bit thicker in Gen 2, doesn't it? Probably to separate it a little bit from Charizard, although it does kind of look like Charizard's tail, but yellow. Yep, this one still only has 3 in the back sprite. Yeah, not really much changes. This becomes a little bit darker red, I think, and yellow. These probably change a little bit of shade as well. Yep, they become a little bit more pointed. Yeah, then they become smaller again, the spikes. There's 4 there, 3 on the back sprite, which I'm not really sure makes sense, since I probably should be able to see at least 1 more on the bottom there, but yeah, like you can kind of see here, yeah, this is more accurate, the platinums. Yeah, so not much changes. 5 fingers, I guess. Oh, because did it have 4 originally? Looks like it had 4 originally. Oh yeah, and so it gained 5 in Gen 4. Okay, it gains 5 fingers, or whatever, claws. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, it doesn't start off with like I mean, it starts off with it a little bit, I don't know, almost pinata-like texture for its arms. The balls, the yellow balls are a lot bigger and a lot more prominent. You can see it a little bit, that texture, yeah, I don't know what that is, but it's a lot more, you know, noticeable in Gen 4. Tail is a little bit smaller now. Yep. Black 2 and White 2, you get all of the sprite. The back sprite, the whole thing. This is slightly different, I think. The orange, or the pinks here. Yep. Yep, and then the models. Oh, that's, interesting. Oh, the duck bill, right, the bill. Oh, it starts off as yellow, or whatever, like, once it gets full colors, it starts off as yellow, but then it becomes more of that pink color. It kind of stays that, huh? Then it becomes more of a natural pink, or whatever, that, like, natural duck-like bill color. It's a pretty good model, even if it isn't the best. I'm sure that's just the quality of the image, though. The textures, there's textures now, that's interesting. Yep, you got all there, yeah. Colors are probably slightly different, yes. More of an orange and a yellow rather than a red and a yellow. Yeah, those are just different shades of pink. Yep. Not really much changes here. I'm sure it's slightly different. I think it's maybe a little bit better. I think maybe the face is a little less squished. This version. And we got a much better models in Let's Go Pikachu or the Let's Go games. Yep. The tail, a little bit lower now. That's interesting. Yep. Kind of sort of a red-orange now. Goes back to the red and yellow in Legends Arceus here. These are probably darker as well. It's interesting. The flame, does the pattern change at all? Oh, it does a little bit. It becomes more unified in the models. I imagine it's, yeah, a little, not so much. I mean, it kind of was a little bit unified by the time we got to 4, but changes, and then that new one becomes, I think, probably what it is. Yeah. Yep. And then you got homes here, yeah. In the anime, so yeah, Blaine's Magmar is the big one. Magmar in the anime here. Yep, other, yeah, got all that. Pokedex entries in episode 58 in Ash's Pokedex. Magmar, the Spitfire Pokemon. Its body is like a furnace, making Magmar a living inferno. It has been discovered only near active volcanoes. So this, the manga, Magmar and Pokemon Adventures. Yep. TCG. Trivia, so for this first point, I read it yesterday. Magmar was featured in the 10th episode of Beyond the Pokedex series. Origin, Magmar seems to be a combination of a booby or duck with a mythical salamander of fire. However, the tail and the spikes on its back resemble those of an iguana. It's possibly overall based on Karura, depicted in Japanese Hindu Buddhist mythology as a bird-like fire-breathing creature. Its face may be based on Hyotoko masks, which resemble a man blowing fire through a bamboo pipe. Name origin, Magmar may be a combination of magma and Fulmar, a seabird known for projectile vomiting stomach oils as a defense mechanism. Ew. Boober may be a combination of booby, another type of seabird, and a corruption of burn. In other languages, related articles, external links, let's move on. Now let's watch Magmar's first scene in the anime. Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today we're watching episode 58, Riddle Me This. The plot isn't really relevant for this because Magmar's first scene is in the Who's That Pokemon section. It's Magmar! Magmar! That's it. Let's move on. Now let's talk about the TCG. I have 2 Magmar cards. I'll start with the older one. It's the first Magmar card design. It was illustrated by Ken Sugimori. It's a fine image. It's just the official art from Pokemon Red and Green on a cool background. The most interesting thing is the amount of fingers it has. Originally, Magmar had 4 fingers. However, in Gen 4, it would get 5 fingers, which it has had since. That said, it does also have 5 fingers in Pokemon Yellow. This portrayal, and likely the change to 5 fingers, was likely done because that is how many fingers it has in the anime. This Magmar has 50 HP. It's 4'3" and 98 pounds, which is 0.1 pounds heavier than its weight in the official Pokedex. It has 2 moves, Fire Punch and Flamethrower. In the video games, Fire Punch is a fire-type move introduced in Gen 1. It does damage and has a chance of burning the opponent. On this card, it costs 2 fire energy and hits for 30 damage. In the video games, Flamethrower is a fire-type move introduced in Gen 1. It's essentially the same as Fire Punch except for the
the in-game effect, and it's more powerful. On this card, it costs 2 fire energies and 1 of any energy. It hits for 50 damage, but you have to remove 1 fire energy attached to Magmar to do this move for some reason. Magmar is weak to water for double damage. It has no resistance, which is odd since it could have been resistant to fire, and grass, which is what it's resistant to in the video games. It costs 2 of any energy for Magmar to retreat. Its description reads, "Its body always burns with an orange glow that enables it to hide perfectly among flames." This is the Pokédex entry in Pokemon Red, Blue, and Leaf Green. It's level 24. The next card is the 9th Magmar card design. It was illustrated by Mitsuhiro Arita. I really like this image. First, I get campfire vibes from this, with it using its tail as the fire and sitting on a log, despite the rest of the environment not necessarily implying a campground. Second, until I researched this card for this series, I always thought it was one of the clay illustrations. The shading on the rock and the log make it feel like plastic, and the shading on Magmar makes it look like clay or Play-Doh. This Magmar has 70 HP, which is 20 HP more than the other Magmar. This is another card that, in my opinion, shouldn't be a basic card since it was released after Gen 2 when Magby was introduced. Anyway, this Magmar has the same height as the other Magmar. This Magmar is 98.1 pounds. It has 2 moves, Flare and Flamethrower. Flare is not a move from the video games. On this card, it costs 1 fire energy and hits for 20 damage. Flamethrower is the same move as the other Magmar's move. The description just removes the redundancy of asking to remove a fire energy. It's weak to water for plus 20 damage. It has the same resistance and retreat cost as the other Magmar. In the bottom right corner, there is the Mysterious Treasures expansion symbol. Its description reads, "Born in the spout of a volcano. Its body is covered by flames that shimmer like the sun." This is the Pokédex entry in Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Y. It's level 30, which is 6 levels more than the other Magmar. In the video games, it would be a freshly evolved Magmar, as Magby evolves at level 30.
I have a pincer card, so we'll talk about it tomorrow. Now let's see why people love Magmar.
Hello and welcome to the community post section of the video. Somebody responded, so thank you, number 1 Drizzle fan, for responding. And the question is, what do you love about Magmar? And they say, just a weird guy, honestly. Duck Chimera with a pretty shiny. Thank you for responding. Let's move on.
Now let's look at fan art.
Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. Nobody's set in fan art, so instead we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. For those of you familiar with the series, you might be wondering why we're on this single image. That's because this is the only image we'll be doing today. So this is Magmar by Mr. Red Butcher. So it says 126 Magmar, Spitfire Pokemon, type Fire. So you can see this sort of more creepy looking Magmar here. Its flames are coming out of its eyes instead of its head for some reason. Yeah, so that's it. I mean, this is, yeah, it's pretty good art, I guess. Very creepy. Let's move on.
Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I won't be streaming tonight as I need to wait until I talk about Snorlax to catch a Magmar. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Pinsir. As always, this isn't my proper outfit, you'll see me tomorrow.